Water doesn't struggle, it simply flows around obstacles, always finding the path of least resistance. Yet, nothing is more powerful over time. Water shapes mountains. Bamboo doesn't fight the wind, it bends, flexes, and returns to its center. Rigid trees break, flexible bamboo survives. This is the Tao the way, not forcing, not resisting, but flowing with reality. Ancient Chinese philosophy developed a psychological approach to life that modern positive psychology calls flow optimal experience through effortless action. 2,500 years before Mahali Csikszentmihalyi studied flow states, Taoist sages were teaching *Wu Wei *action through non-action, achievement through non-striving, power through yielding. Today, we're exploring how Taoist wisdom anticipated flow psychology and what water can teach us about optimal human functioning. The Tao that can be named is not the eternal Tao, but let's try to understand it anyway. The Tao is the natural way things flow, the underlying pattern of reality, the path of least resistance. As Lao Tzu taught, the Tao does nothing, yet nothing is left undone. Modern psychology gets this. Fighting reality creates suffering. Accepting what is creates peace. It's a core principle of approaches like acceptance and commitment therapy, which favors psychological flexibility over rigid control. Research shows this flexibility leads to better mental health, greater life satisfaction, and enhanced resilience. For centuries, we were taught to control everything. Our thoughts, our emotions, our environment. But trying to suppress a thought just makes you think it more. Like when I say do want, think of a white bear. See, over-control often backfires. The Taoist symbol of yin and yang shows us why. Opposites contain each other, change is constant, and balance is dynamic. Strength and vulnerability coexist. Joy and sadness cycle naturally. Activity needs rest. Holding these opposites is a sign of psychological maturity. This brings us to Wu Wei effortless action. It doesn't mean doing nothing. It means action without strain. It's a paradox. The harder you try to do something, the more you fail. Try to force yourself to sleep and you'll stare at the ceiling all night. Try to force creativity and you'll get writer's block. Wu Wei is about aligning with the natural flow instead of forcing an outcome. This is exactly what Mahali Csikszentmihalyi described as the flow state. Complete absorption in an activity, a loss of self-consciousness, and a sense of effortless action. It's when a musician feels like the music is playing through them, or an athlete is in the zone. But this effortlessness isn't accidental. It's built on a foundation of skill. A master musician practices scales for years so they can improvise effortlessly. As the Taoist master Chuang Tzu said, the master butcher's knife never dulls because he cuts along the natural seams, not by forcing it through bone. True mastery feels effortless because the deep practice has become second nature. Taoism also champions simplicity, symbolized by *pu*, the uncarved block, our original nature before society complicates it. Lao Tzu said, in pursuit of knowledge, every day something is gained. In pursuit of the Tao, every day something is dropped. Modern life is all about adding more stuff, more obligations, more distractions. Taoism is about subtractions. Taoism is about subtracting. And research backs this up. Simplifying our lives reduces decision fatigue, lowers stress, and increases life satisfaction. The modern minimalism movement is just rediscovering this ancient truth. Less stuff means more space. Fewer obligations mean more freedom. This connects to *ZIRAN*, or spontaneous naturalness, living according to your true nature, not some artificial social script. This is the same goal as humanistic psychology, and it's no surprise that research shows authenticity leads to higher self-esteem and greater life satisfaction. Lao Tzu praised the mind of a child for its flexibility, spontaneity, and wonder. This beginner's mind, as it's known in psychology, helps us approach life with curiosity instead of judgment, which enhances creativity and problems. It's about dropping the social masks we wear and returning to our original, simple self. At the heart of all this is balance, perfectly captured by the yin-yang symbol. Yang is action, logic, and growth. Yin is rest, intuition, and recovery. Neither is better, both are essential. Modern science confirms this. We know productivity requires rest cycles to avoid burnout. We know that integrating both the logical left brain and the creative right brain leads to wisdom. Our culture tends to overvalue yang, constant productivity, always achieving, never stopping. This has led to an epidemic of burnout and stress. Taoist wisdom reminds us to honor the yin. Rest is productive. Being is as important as doing. Nature shows us this with the seasons. The growth of summer needs the rest of winter. We are part of nature, and we need our own seasons, too. So, how do we apply this ancient wisdom to our frantic modern lives? Start your day with Wu Wei *. Instead of forcing a rigid plan, notice your natural energy and respond to what arises. Practice simplification. Regularly declutter your home and your schedule. Say no to things that aren't essential. Make time for nature. Walk without a destination. Just sit and observe. And practice balancing yin and yang. Match every period of intense activity with a period of rest. When you face an obstacle, ask, what would water do? Flow around it. When you feel pressure, ask, what would bamboo do? Bend without breaking. Studies show these simple practices can reduce stress, improve decision-making, and increase life satisfaction. Ultimately, Taoism offers profound psychological wisdom. It teaches us that true achievement comes from flowing, not forcing, that clarity comes from simplifying, not complicating, and that strength comes from balancing action with rest. You don't have to become a Taoist to benefit. Just try these ideas. Stop forcing. Simplify. Find your balance. Be like water. Return to your true nature. The Tao asks, what if instead of conquering life, you danced with it? In letting go, you gain everything. In doing nothing, everything gets done. In flowing with life, you find your true power. That's not mysticism. That's psychology. That's the Tao. Thanks for joining me on this journey. If this resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe for more explorations into wisdom for modern life. See you next time.